Coming up, Attorney General Jeff Sessions finds himself in hot water today over meetings with the Russian ambassador in Washington. How are members across the aisle reacting?
And Shakespeare's classic, A Midsummer Night's Dream, comes to Syracuse in the form of a student production. Who's involved and where can you catch the show?
And Michael Jackson's ranch, Neverland, is up for auction at $67 million after a massive price cut. Find out what's in store for the late pop star's home and more on Citrus TV News Live at 6.
News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Maria Cinti.
And I'm Mike Riccardi, filling in tonight for Michael Tricarico. Syracuse University's housing requirement may increase to 3 years. This is a consideration by the campus framework plan that was implemented last year. Vice Chancellor and Provost Michelle Wheatley explained that the requirement is based on statistics that show students who live in student housing are more successful. Part of the plan is also to relocate the 2,700 beds on South Campus to Main Campus. There will be 900 new beds created on Main Campus in the near future.
About 20 people will be performing one of Shakespeare's popular works, A Midsummer Night's Dream, in Shine Underground this weekend. Co-director Holly McDowell says the performance is set in the late 60s where music and dance reflect the youth culture that college students experience. He says the show also brings new light to classic plays by using colorblind and gender-blind casting.
We want everyone to have as much opportunity as possible to participate in our shows. If you see the show, there's obviously a lot of people cast over in roles that aren't traditionally their gender. For example, the fairy queen is played by a man in our production.
2 graduate students in the Falk School held a makeup drive today. The drive benefits local transgender women using the services of the Couple and Family Therapy Center here at SU. Most makeup products were accepted under the condition that they were new and unopened. The 2 organizers discussed the importance of the event with us.
Well, we are doing it as a part of our master's project. We are a part of the trans team at the Couple and Family Therapy Center.
I've worked with a lot of women that have expressed concerns about going in public to buy makeup or not being sure how to put it on. There's a lot of stigma associated with it, so the idea really is to get the makeup brought up so that we can put on these workshops to create a better trans-friendly environment for women to learn how to put on makeup in an environment that isn't going to be so judgmental. So it's really raising those resources now.
A Jewish cemetery was recently the target of vandalism. 5 headstones were knocked over at the Stone Road Cemetery in Rochester. Officials who oversee the cemetery are reluctant to call the actions a hate crime and want to rule out anti-Semitism as a motive. Governor Andrew Cuomo has called for state police to investigate the actions further. Governor Cuomo announced his plans to combat underage drinking earlier today. The State Liquor Authority and Department of Motor Vehicles will be working together in his plan. Beverage control investigators will be using underage decoys to look into over 500 locations with liquor licenses. The Department of Motor Vehicles will also conduct fake ID enforcement sweeps. The investigation effort begins today and will run through April.
SU's online advising tool, Orange Success, was created as a solution for communication made during Fast Forward Syracuse. Now, nearly 2 years later, has it been successful?
Reporter Conor Wight went to the offices of Orange Success to find out more.
If you've received an email from a professor regarding your academic performance this semester, chances are they sent it through Orange Success. After successful trial runs, SU's web-based advising tool is available for all students to use and enjoy.
This semester is when we have rolled it out to the entire undergraduate population, and the mid-semester progress report this time was done for the first time within Orange Success.
Orange Success is designed to give a clear path of communication between students, advisors, and professors.
The goal of this web-based advising tool is to get more and better information in the hands of the advisors so that they can provide the coordinated supports.
And the website does just that. If students are struggling, they can utilize Orange Success to get help.
The ability to raise a flag, say, I need help, raise my hand. And they have options to say, I need help from an advisor, which goes directly to their academic advisor. I need help in a course, so depending on the course that's selected, it will notify their faculty member or TA that they're asking for help. They can also submit things such as I need disability accommodations, or I have a roommate conflict, or I need help with an IUT. And a new flag that we're just rolling out this semester is one that says I have an innovation or entrepreneurship idea.
So whether you need help in a course or you're just feeling a little homesick, Orange Success has solutions that are just a few clicks away. It's not just beneficial for students. Though support isn't unanimous, many professors have embraced the new system.
Many faculty who were very skeptical even admit they came kicking and screaming, but they really see the benefit of the tool.
Orange Success doesn't stop here. The program is looking to expand its services going forward.
Hoping to have it open to graduate students coming fall 2017.
Conor Wight, CitrusTV News.
Well, it was 60 degrees out yesterday, and today it's pretty cold and snowing.
Jack Watson is here to break down this crazy weather for us. Jack?
Well, guys, that's right. I think it's safe to say that March has come in like a lion. Yesterday, 68 degrees, and that temperature has gone to nearly half. 28 degrees right about now. AM snow clearing up for the afternoon. It actually turned out to be a pretty sunny afternoon, but tonight the wind's coming in at 24 miles per hour, so pretty cold there. Now that's the past and the present. I'll have the future and everything coming up for Saturday's Syracuse Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets basketball game in the Dome. Thank goodness basketball is played indoors when Citrus TV News Live at 6 returns. Guys?
Coming up, Attorney General Jeff Sessions recuses himself of any federal investigation into Russian interference in the presidential election. How are Democrats responding?
And former Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson has been approved as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. How will this impact President Trump's cabinet? We'll have more after the break. Got a quarter?
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Jeff Sessions is under fire today for allegedly meeting with Russians and lying about it during his confirmation hearing.
He said in a press conference this afternoon that he did not have any contact with the Russian ambassador. He also said that he will recuse himself of any federal investigations involving Russian interference in the presidential election.
Earlier today, President Trump told reporters that he has total faith in Sessions. However, key Democratic Party members such as Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have called for Sessions to resign.
We must evaluate the scope of Russia's interference in our election and assess if agents of their government have penetrated to the highest level of our government nothing less than the sanctity of our dear democratic process, the primacy of rule of law, and the integrity of our executive branch is at stake.
Ben Carson is the new Secretary of U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Carson is a neurosurgeon who ran for the Republican presidential nomination in 2016. Carson has no prior government experience. However, he rose from a disadvantaged background and is a prominent doctor.
And as a conservative, many people are concerned that he will cut funding for many public assistance programs.
The European Parliament lifted immunity on French presidential candidate Marine Le Pen's prosecution.
Le Pen is being prosecuted after tweeting pictures of killings by ISIS members in December of 2015. A prosecutor in West Paris made a request for her immunity to be lifted.
The French punishment for posting such photos is up to 3 years in prison and a fine of 75,000 euros.
And a Mexican businessman says he would gladly provide materials to build President Trump's border wall if his company was asked to do so.
Rogelio Zambrano is a board chairman for Cemex, a leading company in the Mexican cement industry. However, a Cemex spokesperson says the chairman's words do not mean that the company will help build the wall.
The spokesperson also says no one has contacted the company about providing the materials.
And a key member of the Vatican resigned today.
Marie Collins was part of a commission set up by Pope Francis to combat sexual abuse. Her resignation comes after Vatican officers refused to cooperate with the Pope and his commission.
Collins was the only current active member of the commission who once was a victim of abuse. In her statement, she described how the lack of resources, inadequate staff, and cultural resistance prevented the commission from succeeding.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, guys, I think we might have a new saying on our hands. If you don't like the weather in Syracuse, you're better off just waiting a couple of days. These are the high temperatures in the past 7 days. On Friday, February 24th, we set a record on February 24th for Syracuse at 71 degrees, and that trend continued into Saturday, the 25th, at 68. But on Sunday, a major drop, 34 degrees, and then the trend continuing 52, 59, and 68 degrees on March 1st, but today just 31 degrees, and that brings us into today's weather. 31 degrees is our high. We had some AM snow, and we are truly in like a lion. Now, the spring equinox is not until Monday, March 20th, so we can expect this weather to continue at least until then. This is what happened earlier today. Here we can see the snow development consistently in and around our region, pretty much until about 11 a.m., 12 p.m. If you're walking out of class at that time, you saw pretty clear skies. Our current temperatures in and around the area: Syracuse, as we said before, 28, Cortland 30, Ithaca 30 as well, and down here in Binghamton, 33, Elmira 32. Now tonight's forecast here, 28 degrees, consistently in the 20s throughout the entire late p.m. and early a.m. hours with little to no chance of precipitation, so it's a nice break there. Here's our future radar. As we can see, the early morning hours not very affected, but in the late morning and early afternoon hours, we can see this big snow development happening, but we do expect that development to come and pass our region quite quickly. Now our Friday day planner here, 9 a.m. when you're getting up for classes, 23 degrees moving into noon, 27, and just 20 degrees, a 7-degree drop by 6 p.m., and it's only going to go into the teens as we progress further through the night. So a.m. and p.m. consistently in the 20s, and a chance of snow in the late morning, the big takeaway. Now we do have a big game on Saturday. This could do a lot for our seating, so you're going to want to be there, and on your commute there, it's going to be very, very cold. I can't stress that enough. 13 degrees, a mostly sunny day, but the big takeaway there, it's cold and it's windy, and that brings us to our Citrus TV 5-day forecast here. Very, very cold, just a high of 13 degrees and 5-hour low temperature for Saturday. But Sunday, we get a bit more of a bright spot here as we can see consistent sun, 34 degrees the high that day, and we're moving back into the spring temperatures, if you can believe it, for Monday and Tuesday. Clouds on Monday and a chance of rain, a small chance of rain on Tuesday, guys.
So Jack, we finally got some snow, but how long should we expect it to stick around this time?
Well, this snow is not going to stick around as long as you would think, thankfully for some people, not for others, but it's going to be consistently in the 40s probably next week.
So I wore a t-shirt yesterday and a pea coat today. When can I have some consistent temperatures?
Well, you know, a lot of us are wondering that, Mike, and I would expect the consistency to come around late next week and the week after when we leave for spring break.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jack. And coming up, Snapchat's parent company makes their debut on the stock market. How did they fare during their first day?
And Michael Jackson's California ranch, Neverland, is up on the market after experiencing a massive price slash. Curious about the king of pop's old home? We'll give you more details after the break.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
President Trump's Taj Mahal is being sold to Hard Rock International. Icon Enterprises acquired the property in 2016 when Trump Entertainment went bankrupt. Hard Rock will invest more than $300 million into the property and plans to renovate and reopen the casino. Chairman of Hard Rock International, Jim Allen, stated, "We are 100% convinced Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City will be a success." And customers will soon be able to order McDonald's from their phones. The fast food giant will be releasing their own pickup service app by the end of 2017. The app will be available at 20,000 selected locations. The company is also planning to expand to deliver services, which it already does in China. The app is an effort to make the restaurant more appealing to U.S. customers. McDonald's sales are at an all-time high globally, but U.S. sales continue to drop. The National Association for Female Executives has named the best U.S. company developing women leaders. Notable companies named include Ernst & Young, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. In order to be considered, companies need to have over 1,000 employees and more than 2 women on their board of directors. The association says the number of women CEOs on the list has increased by 4% since last year.
Today is Snapchat's stock market debut. Their parent company, Snap, offered an initial public offering yesterday. The stock has since risen by 40%. This is the largest tech company IPO since Facebook's in 2012. Although the company is now publicly traded, Snap's founders will retain control over all company decisions. Michael Jackson's Neverland is back on the market. The 2,700-acre estate is being sold for $67 million after a $31 million price cut. The estate features a pool, tennis court, lake, train station, movie theater, barn guest house, and dance studio. Michael Jackson named the estate Neverland after Peter Pan for the amusement rides, zoo, and other attractions that kids visit during the estate that they could enjoy and never grow up.
Coming up on Citrus TV, Syracuse men's lacrosse is a top 10 matchup against Virginia on Sunday. Head coach John Desko tells us why this is one of his favorite games of the season. And what milestone did the Nets reach yesterday? Spoiler, it's not a good one. Stay tuned right here on Citrus TV.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
like it never happened?
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse has a top 10 matchup against number 9 Virginia on Sunday. The 10th ranked Orange come into the contest losing to Army on a last-second goal last week. Head coach John Desco says this is one of his favorite games of the season.
The way Virginia's playing, you could see a score similar to that. They push the ball up and down the field. They don't care about making mistakes or turnovers, and they know they're going to get the ball back and they have another opportunity to score. So this should be a game for the fans to want to watch. They do a lot of fast breaks. They do a lot of picking, especially for Ben Williams. They put on what's called a 10-man ride, where they pull the goalie out of the cage when you're trying to clear the ball, and they cover up everybody else. So he's very much a part of the ride. It's a high risk team.
Syracuse women's basketball begins their run at an ACC championship title tonight. The 20th ranked Orange open up the ACC tournament with a second-round matchup against North Carolina. Syracuse earned a 6th seed in the tourney and received a first-round bye. SU is hoping to take home the conference hardware with help from 2017 ACC Player of the Year Alexis Peterson, who is averaging 23 points per game, and Brittany Sykes, who was named to the ACC first team. The two veteran players are looking to avenge last year's tournament run. SU made it all the way to the conference final before losing to number 2 Notre Dame. The Orange, of course, went on to become the national runner-up, losing to powerhouse UConn in the NCAA tournament final. Tip-off for tonight's game against UNC is at 8. Well, we are 6 months into the NBA season, and the Brooklyn Nets have hit a milestone. They captured their 10th win of the season last night, defeating the Sacramento Kings 109-100. It took the Nets 59 games to reach double-digit wins. In contrast, it's taken the best team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, 60 games to win 50 of them. The victory ends a 16-game losing streak. Brooklyn holds the worst record in the NBA. Their last win came against the Pelicans on January 20th. The Nets haven't won back-to-back games all season, but they look to change that as they face the Jazz tomorrow night at 9. Meanwhile, the Knicks also notched a win last night, defeating the Orlando Magic 101-90. Big news from the game was Kristaps Porzingis returned to the floor after missing 2 games with a sprained ankle. But that didn't seem to faze the 7'3" sensation. He recorded a team-high 20 points and 9 rebounds. Derrick Rose looked like his former version of himself, scoring 19 and shooting 57% from the field. Carmelo Anthony also went for 17. The win brings the Knicks' record to 25-36. They still have playoff hopes. New York is 12th right now and sit only 4 games back from the 8th place Pistons. After Central New York's heat wave this past week, we are getting back to the winter season, and with winter comes hockey. Good news for lovers of the ice, all 3 New York teams are skating tonight. The Rangers travel to Boston to face the Bruins. New York, maybe without Michael Grabner, the team's leading goal scorer. The forward took a hard hip check in practice yesterday and is considered to be questionable for tonight's game. The opening faceoff is at 7. The Islanders take to the road to face the Dallas Stars. The team is 1 game behind the Toronto Maple Leafs for the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Division. Although the Rangers were active at the trade deadline, the Islanders did not make any moves at the deadline passed yesterday at 3 p.m. Puck drop between the Islanders and the Stars is at 8:30. Finally, the Buffalo Sabres are the lone team in the state at home. They square off tonight against the Arizona Coyotes. The Sabres lost to the Coyotes 3-2 on Sunday after leading by 2 goals to start the game. That kicks off at 7. Well, guys, Syracuse lacrosse, I'm really excited for this top 10 matchup against Virginia. It really should be a great one.
Well, they have 3 players on the men's team that have been named to the Twarton Award watch list. What do you think their chances are?
I mean, you have Sergio Salcido, Ben Williams, and Nick Mariano. I don't think a Fogo, Ben Williams, who strictly does faceoffs, is ever going to win it. Sergio Salcido, small midfielder, not really super impactful. I think the one guy to go to is Nick Mariano, pure goal scorer, probably the best attacker on that team.
Nick, thanks for the update. Go Orange. Curious what you should wear when you wake up tomorrow morning?
Jack Watson will tell you what to expect for weather right after the break.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me. See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
What's the weather looking like when we wake up tomorrow morning? Am I going to have to wear my parka again?
Well, short answer, yes. Long answer, it's going to be in the 20s consistently throughout tomorrow, but the precipitation isn't going to start until the late morning and early afternoon, so do prepare for that, guys.
All right, thanks, Jack. And
coming up on OTN, a new episode of On the Bench at 6:30. And then tune in at 7:30 to watch myself and Josh Carney on Talking Points with your latest political news.
And that's all the time we have tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at CitrusTV News. I'm Maria Cinti.
And I'm Mike Riccardi. Have a good night, Syracuse.